Hey, hello guys. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to IQ Civil Science Academy, a great coach transforms life. So today we are going to discuss a very important topic from the current affairs that is going on, and I hope you went through these articles in many times, number of times. There are so many articles in Indian Express, so many articles in The Hindu about urban floods related to the Bengaluru. So today we will discuss urban floods in detail. Myself, Dr. Sachin Kadam, faculty at IQ Civil Science Academy, Guwahati. This is about IQ Civil Science Academy. Here you can see IQ Civil Science Academy is running many training programs for the students in collaboration with Government of Assam and Assam Administrative Staff College. That includes 2018-19, 1920, 2021 and many more. So this is about IQ Civil Science Academy's credentials. The Google review given by our students to us is 4.9 star, that is unique and rare for any civil services coaching institute. This is our elite panel of faculties from Delhi. You can go through the names. If you are planning to take admissions offline or online in IQ Civil Science Academy, we are starting our new batches from 13 September and 20 September. This is our YouTube channel. You need to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You need to like this video and share this video so that many more serious aspirants in Northeast India and all over India come to know about IQ Civil Science Academy, which provides a quality education for civil services preparation. So today's topic is urban flooding. Now, before we go ahead with the slides, I will like to discuss few things about urban floods. See guys, there are different types of disasters. There are some natural disasters, there are some anthropogenic disasters. That is human induced disasters. Okay. But when we study about disaster and disaster management, we talk about most of the disasters that are caused by the natural reasons. So that includes floods, that includes earthquakes, that includes snowstorm, that includes cyclone, that includes tornado, that includes tsunami and many more. You might have heard about many disasters. Since 21st century, or you can say 2010 onward, it is not like long past, but 2010 onward, there is a new phenomenon or new group of disasters called urban floods. The name itself indicates that these floods are limited to urban areas only and not in rural areas. There are many reasons for urban floods. That's what we are going to learn in this article. Urban flood, this topic is very important for your mains examination, particularly GS paper 3 for UPSC and other state examination, because it is a phenomenon that can be observed in each and every state and in each and every major cities. For example, in Northeast India, you can observe urban floods every year in Guwahati. And if you come to mainland India, urban floods occur every year in Mumbai. They occur once in a while in Hyderabad, in Kochi, in Chennai, in Delhi. But Mumbai and Guwahati, they experience urban floods every year without a miss. Fine. So what is urban flooding? So this news or this topic came into discussion or in current affairs because of unprecedented flooding in India's tech capital called Bengaluru. If you don't know, Bengaluru is known as Silicon Valley of India because most of the edtech companies, most of the IT giants of India are located in Bengaluru. Now, what exactly urban flooding is? It is an inundation of land in a constructed setting, particularly in densely populated areas. So, when densely populated areas which are well constructed, they undergo water. Inundation का मतलब क्या होता है? When a particular area goes under water. When these densely populated constructed areas undergo water, we call that urban flooding. जैसे इस साल बेंगलुरु इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग अर्बन फ्लडिंग, सच अर्बन फ्लड्स वी कैन फाइंड इन कोची, इन मुंबई, in Hyderabad and in Chennai. I will add Guwahati as well. Okay, clear? So for your mains answer writing, you need to remember the definition of urban flooding: inundation of constructed setting which is densely populated. Let's go ahead. What are the reasons for urban floods? But before that, I would like to show you some articles or some news related to urban floods in Bengaluru. There was one news, there continuous news है वैसे. So these are some images of the tech capital of India, that is Bengaluru, that went underwater. इप्लीसॉन और इप्सिलॉन नाम की एक एरिया है बेंगलुरु का, जहाँ पे रविंद्रन बैजूस, अजीम प्रेमजी, ऋषभ प्रेमजी ऐसे बिलेनियर्स रहते हैं, न्यू एज बिलेनियर्स. उनके बड़े बड़े विलाज है, वो सब पानी के नीचे गए थे. हियर यू कैन सी द कार एंड दिस एंट्री गेट लुक्स लाइक अ बिग विला. तो they went underwater. So urban floods didn't spared rich or even poor. You can see here east side का ये showroom है, it is underwater. These are the scenes in Bengaluru, that too in high society. See the villas. This is about Guwahati, sorry. This is the image of urban flooding in Guwahati, which is very common, you guys know that. Okay. Bengaluru floods put spotlight on urban deluge. How lake catchment alterations upped urban flooding risk in India, particularly in Bengaluru. Okay, clear? I hope you got the idea. This is seen in the Bengaluru. You can see whole areas are underwater. So let's go back. So what are the reasons for urban flooding? Why these urban flood occurs? Number one, first we will go through the natural regions. See, बेंगलुरु में जो भी हुआ हर साल होना चाहिए ना. अगर बेंगलुरु में हर साल उतना ही रेनफॉल होता तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग प्लानिंग होती ना अर्बन एरियाज की. बट बेंगलुरु डू नॉट रिसीव रियली हाई रेनफॉल नेचुरली. बेंगलुरु इज लोकेटेड इन द रेन शैडो रीजन ऑफ वेस्टर्न घाट. वहां पे रेनफॉल होता है बट इतना हेवी नहीं होता. तो फर्स्ट नेचुरल रीजन फॉर अर्बन फ्लड्स इज हायर रेनफॉल देन नॉर्मल. उस पर्टिकुलर एरिया में नॉर्मली जितना रेनफॉल होता है उससे ज़्यादा अगर किसी साल रेनफॉल हो जाता है तो उससे क्या आ जाते हैं, अर्बन फ्लड्स आ जाते हैं. सो एज पर द IMD, मानसून हैज़ बिकम फ्रिक्वेंट एंड अनप्रेडिक्टेबल. दैट इज ट्रू. मैं आपको बेंगलुरु की केस बता देता हूँ. बेंगलुरु हैज़ रिसीव्ड 230% more than normal rainfall in a single day. We are talking about single day, and that single day is 4th September. ओके, एक सिंगल डे में जितना रेनफॉल होना चाहिए उससे 230% ज्यादा हुआ. इफ यू गो टू पाकिस्तान, पूरा कंट्री ही पानी में गया था, पहले ही भिखारी ऊपर से फ्लड आ गया. सो पाकिस्तान रिसीव्ड 500 प्लस परसेंटेज ऑफ एवरेज रेनफॉल. पाकिस्तान में जितना रेनफॉल होता है ना एवरेज, उससे 500% ज्यादा रेनफॉल पाकिस्तान में फॉल हुआ. दैट्स व्हाई पाकिस्तान इज इन द वाटर. एंड इफ यू आर गोइंग थ्रू द आर्टिकल्स, न्यूज़पेपर, that UN chief visited Pakistan and UN chief said someone else, किसी और की गलतियां पाकिस्तान भुगत रहा है. हाँ, इंडिया की गलती ही तो है ना पाकिस्तान, जो खुद भुगत रहा है. फाइन. सो हायर रेनफॉल, this is the first natural reason. As per the IMD, monsoon has become frequent and unpredictable. Number two, storm surges for coastal cities. For example, cyclone Amphan in 2020 flooded the streets of Kolkata. Within eastern India, the storm killed 98 people and caused $13.8 billion loss. Now, whenever there is a cyclone, obviously, cyclone will bring very high, intense, torrential, unpredictable rains. So, this is fine. This is not fine. Okay? Then groundwater levels. In Chennai, the replenished groundwater table across the city after rains becomes a challenge for several buildings with basement. जब आपके ग्राउंड वाटर की लेवल बढ़ जाती है तो आपने जो ये बिल्डिंग बना रखी है ना, इन बिल्डिंग का जो बेस है वो वीक होने लगता है बिकॉज ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर, इंक्रीजिंग ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल्स. So remember this reason, it is very important not for your prelims. Which of the following are natural reasons or causes for urban flooding? तो storm surge, higher rainfall, it is logical, you can easily remember that. But ground water level, it is not logical, difficult रहता है. तो याद रखो, ground water, increased ground water level can also cause urban floods. So these are the three reasons for urban flooding, natural reasons. Now what are the anthropogenic reason? Anthropogenic reason का मतलब होता है human induced or caused by the humans. Okay. So what are the anthropogenic reasons? Number one, encroachment. This is the biggest and main reason. अर्बन एरियाज में हमने हर जगह पे एनक्रोचमेंट की है. अगर किसी सिटी में रिवर है तो दैट रिवर इज एनक्रोच्ड. अगर किसी सिटी में लेक है दैट लेक इज एनक्रोच्ड. अगर किसी सिटी में वेटलैंड है दैट वेटलैंड इज एनक्रोच्ड. बेंगलुरु जो है ना, बेंगलुरु में 1960 में यहाँ आप देख सकते हो a large number of wetlands that soaked up the rainwater has encroached. Bengaluru had 262 lakes in 1960s. Now only 10 of them hold water. So within 60 years, we destroyed 250 lakes in Bengaluru. What the hell we are doing in Bengaluru? Same is the story of Mumbai. But in case of Mumbai, instead of destroying lakes, we destroyed wetlands. Same story is of Chennai. Even in Chennai, we destroyed both. We destroyed lakes as well as wetlands. So I will say the biggest reason for the urban floods is destruction of wetland and lakes. मैंने मेरे व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पे कुछ इमेजेस शेयर की थी, तो वहां पे बहुत ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किया गया था कि हाउ अर्बन फ्लड कॉजेस. ओके, सो फर्स्ट रीजन, ह्यूमन इंड्यूस्ड और एंथ्रोपोजेनिक रीजन फॉर अर्बन फ्लड इज एनक्रोचमेंट ऑफ लेक्स, एनक्रोचमेंट ऑफ रिवर, encroachment of wetlands. Second, why we are encroaching into the lake, why we are encroaching on the wetlands, why we are encroaching the floodplains of the river? Because of the rapid urbanization. And when urbanization is happening rapidly, we are leaving behind planning. हमें जहाँ पे जगह मिल रही है वहाँ पे हम घर बना रहे हैं. It doesn't matter whether it is a low-lying area, whether it is a flood-prone area, whether it is the bed of the lake, whether it is a wetland, whether it is the floodplain of the river. हमें कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. हमें बस अर्बन एरिया में एक प्लॉट चाहिए और वहाँ पे घर बनाना है. एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुली कहा था एक पर्सन ने, एक आर्टिकल मैंने कल परसों ही पढ़ा, उसमें ये कहा था कि वी आर ट्रीटिंग लैंड्स in urban areas as lifeless pockets of earth. Actually, every part of earth is beaming with life. It has its own ecosystem. But we are destroying that because for us that is only a land parcel that can give us crores of rupees. So you guys are going to become officers of India, future India. Please keep in mind, while urbanization, there should be a plan, there should be planned urbanization. People should be settled in those areas which are higher in ground, which are not located on any lake bed or wetland or floodplains of the river. So rapid and unplanned urbanization is leading to the encroachment of lakes, wetlands and floodplains of the river, and that is leading to the urban floods. In Bengaluru, storm water drains were not directly connected to its water bodies. In some places, the runoff water was flowing into constructed deviation canals. CAC found that this increased the chances of flash floods. So rapid and unplanned urbanization. Second, anthropogenic reason for urban floods. Third, this particularly applies to the coastal cities of Kochi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam. Destruction of mangroves. Mumbai lost about 40% of its mangroves between 1995 to 2005. Means In 10 years, we destroyed close to 40% mangroves in Mumbai. And why? For construction. Okay, that is a type of encroachment only, mangrove forest pe encroach karna. So these are the anthropogenic reasons for uh, urban floods. Then what are another anthropogenic reasons? Poor civic management of storm water drainage. मतलब आपके जो ड्रेनेज सिस्टम है, ड्रेनेज सिस्टम शुड बी कंस्ट्रक्टेड by keeping in mind by keeping in mind your waste water generation of the city as well as possibility of floods. मैं आपको एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग आर्टिकल अभी दिखा देता हूं. ओके, आपने मोहनजोदारो और हड़प्पा के बारे में सुना है? बिल्कुल सुना होगा. आई विल शो यू 3-4 हजार साल पहले जो सिटी प्लान की गई थी, आज वो अंडर वाटर नहीं है, लेकिन पूरा पाकिस्तान इज अंडर वाटर. दिस इज द आर्टिकल. अ थ्रेट फ्रॉम पाक मॉनसून 5000 ईयर ओल्ड हेरिटेज ऑफ मोहनजोदारो. अब यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में जो अभी फ्लड्स आए हैं ना, दे माइट डैमेज मोहनजोदारो, लेकिन मोहनजोदारो इज नॉट अंडर वाटर. पूरा पाकिस्तान पानी के नीचे चला गया, लेकिन ये सिटी पानी के नीचे नहीं गई. 5000 साल पहले कंस्ट्रक्ट की हुई अर्बन सेटलमेंट, जहाँ पे 30 से 60,000 लोग रहते थे, दैट डिडंट वेंट अंडर वाटर. बट 21st सेंचुरी में जो सिंध स्टेट है पाकिस्तान का, वहाँ पे जो अलग अलग सिटीज प्लान की गई, दे आर अंडर वाटर. So, when you are planning any urban conglomeration, please do it in a proper way. वहाँ की geography, वहाँ का environment, वहाँ की ecology, वहाँ की ecosystem, वहाँ की geology, सब अच्छे से पढ़ो. आपके पास सारे instruments है. Study them very well and accordingly plan the city. अब आपके पास metros है, trains है, buses है, तो अगर urban area large long distance पे spread भी हुआ, तो you can easily visit the heart of the city simply with the help of train, bus or even bike, right? उतना speed अभी हमारे पास है. So poor civic, तो आप देखो मोहनजोदारो की प्लानिंग आज भी इफेक्टिव है, और हमारे बेंगलुरु की प्लानिंग जो 50, 60 या 100 साल पहले की सिटी है, वहाँ पे प्लानिंग अच्छी नहीं है. So poor civic management of storm water drainage. CAG report last year pulled up Bengaluru municipality for this poor management. Then lack of data. CAG also found that the Bengaluru municipality did not maintain proper records of the storm water management funds allotted to it under JNNU RMQ because of corruption. मैं और एक ऐड करना चाहता हूँ. along with the encroachment, along with the rapid and unplanned urbanization, and along with the destruction of mangroves, corruption is a major reason for urban floods in India. और वो करप्शन कौन करता है? आप ही करते हो. और बाद में आपके लाखों करोड़ों रुपए खर्च करके आपने जो घर बाय किया है ना, बेंगलुरु, मुंबई, दिल्ली, कोलकाता में, that will go underwater because you bought that home with corrupt money or money of corruption. Then lack of coordination. CAG report also noted the lack of coordination between the municipality and the Bangalore Development Authority on drainage related matters. हर कोई अपने हिसाब से जा रहा है. There is no coordination. So these are some reasons for anthropogenic reasons for urban flood. So what is urban flood? An inundation of land in a constructed setting, particularly in densely populated areas. How many different cities in India experienced urban floods? Kochi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bengaluru and Guwahati. What are the natural reasons for urban flood? Higher rainfall, storm surges and groundwater level, increased groundwater level. What are the anthropogenic or human induced reasons for urban floods? Encroachment, rapid and unplanned urbanization, destruction of mangroves, poor civic management of stormwater drainage, lack of data and lack of coordination. Now what we can do, either to prevent the urban flood or to manage the urban flood or post management of the urban flood. So here you go. Steps to mitigate urban flooding. Number one, sponge cities mission, very important. The idea of a sponge city is to make cities more permeable so as to hold and use the water which falls upon them. अब जितनी भी हमारी cities है ना, these cities are covered with concrete. These cities are covered with concrete roads. मतलब अगर रेनफॉल होता है ना सिटीज में, सो देर इज नो सरफेस इन अ सिटी that will absorb that water. Even a single drop of water that falls in a city, either on the home or on the road, it will ultimately goes to the drainage system, and that is the major reason for urban flooding. So, Spawn Cities Mission. Second, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. We call that Amrut. So, इसमें क्या क्या किया जा रहा है? Number one, we are developing storm water disposal system. The Brihan Mumbai storm water disposal system, or Brimstowad, the project to overhaul Mumbai city's old stormwater drainage system, was started after 2005 floods in Mumbai. Then water sensitive urban design, which is already being done in Australia. It regards urban stormwater runoff and wastewater as a resource rather than a nuisance or liability. And this urban stormwater runoff in Australia, it is being used for even electricity generation, because speed of this water is very high. तो आप इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेट कर सकते हो. So we are going to design urban areas which are water sensitive. Then bioswales or rain water, न्यूयॉर्क का ये इनिशिएटिव है, रेन गार्डन. These are the landscapes features that collect polluted storm water runoff, soak it into the ground and filter out pollution. तो इससे क्या होगा? Ground water recharge होगा. So these are some initiatives that are being taken across cities in India and across world, that includes water sensitive urban design, rain garden, stormwater disposal system, and all these things. So this is all about urban floods, guys. I hope you got the fair idea about urban flood. Now what is your responsibility? You are going to read every article that you come across about urban floods, because 2023 के prelims as well as मेंस में अर्बन फ्लड्स पे क्वेश्चन आने वाले हैं. तो प्लीज रीड एवरी आर्टिकल रिलेटेड टू अर्बन फ्लड वेरी केयरफुली. दिस कैन बी अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ मेंस इन ऑन अर्बन फ्लडिंग. हाउ अनप्लान्ड डेवलपमेंट and disregard for natural water bodies can cause frequent urban flooding in Indian cities. What can we learn from other countries in an attempt to address the urban flooding in India? Very beautiful and simple question. It is for 15 marks. तो आप 250 words में इसका आंसर लिखिएगा and you can share it with me on my WhatsApp number, जो आपको IQ Civils पे मिल जाएगा. In 2020, UPSC has asked one question about ocean mean temperature or OMT. So read the question carefully and answer it. With reference to ocean mean temperature, which of the following statements are correct? Number one, OMT is measured up to a depth of 26 degrees Celsius isotherm, which is 129 meters in the southwestern Indian Ocean during January-March. It is a very difficult question, but it is linked to the cyclone generation. Second, OMT collected during January-March can be used in assessing whether the amount of rainfall in monsoon will be less or more than a certain long-term mean. Select the correct answer using the code given below. So your answer will be B. Now I will explain you what is ocean mean temperature or OMT. It is measured up to a depth of 26 degrees isotherm. लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या कहा है उन्होंने? It is measured up to a depth of 26 degrees isotherm. It is measured with the help of satellites that orbit the Earth in the Indian Ocean. OMT is analyzed by measuring the ocean thermal energy during the period from January to March. तो यहाँ पे आपका पहला स्टेटमेंट इसलिए इनकरेक्ट है क्योंकि just a minute, not in southwestern Indian Ocean but in Indian Ocean. That's why first is incorrect, second is correct. Your answer is B. चलिए अब जाते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 पे. Yes, go through the question number 2, read question number 2 carefully and be ready with your answer. With reference to Indian Ocean Dipole IOD, I hope you are going through this concept in your geography classes which are going on offline in Guwahati, IQ Civil Science Academy. So with reference to Indian Ocean Dipole, sometime mentioned in the news, while forecasting Indian monsoon, which of the following statements are correct? Number 1, IOD phenomenon is characterized by a difference in sea surface temperature between tropical western Indian Ocean and tropical eastern Pacific Ocean. This is first statement. Second, an IOD phenomenon can influence an El Nino impact on the monsoon. आप monsoon के regarding में El Nino, La Nina, IOD, heating up of Tibetan Plateau ये सब पढ़ रहे होंगे. Monsoon is one of the complex system but one of the most simple systems to be learned in geography. So select the correct answer using the codes given below. Your answer is B. 2 only. First is incorrect because IOD is defined by the difference in sea surface temperature between two areas or poles. Hence a dipole, a western pole in the Arabian Sea, Western Indian Ocean, and an eastern pole in the Eastern Indian Ocean south of Indonesia. How? You can see here. This is the eastern pole. This is the western pole. तो इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल दो पोल हो गए. इट इज बिटवीन वन एंड ऑफ द इंडियन ओशियन, ईस्टर्न एंड एंड वेस्टर्न एंड ऑफ द इंडियन ओशियन. लेकिन आपका फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट क्या कह रहा है? इट इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय अ डिफरेंस इन सी सरफेस टेम्परेचर बिटवीन ट्रॉपिकल वेस्टर्न इंडियन ओशियन एंड ट्रॉपिकल ईस्टर्न पैसिफिक ओशियन. There is no link or there is no mention of Pacific Ocean in Indian Ocean dipole. That's why first statement is incorrect. Second is correct. Your answer is B. 2 only. Okay, ये हो गया आपके इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल या क्लाइमेट रिलेटेड, रेनफॉल रिलेटेड यूपीएससी के क्वेश्चंस. तो दिस इज इंडियन ओशन डाइपोल. आपको ज्योग्राफी में ये डिटेल में पढ़ाया जाएगा. Now there are some bits of the news related to the environment and ecology. We will go through them. Red-eared slider turtle. Remember, it is an invasive species. And I explained invasive species in detail and in a proper way in my offline classes in Guwahati when we studied about environment and ecology. Particularly हमने जो biodiversity वाला part cover किया था. तो आपको ये याद रखना है कि red-eared slider turtle, it is an invasive species. Recent study has highlighted that the invasive south red-eared slider turtle poses threat to Indian biodiversity. अब इस स्पीसीज के बारे में देखिए. इन्वेजिव स्पीसीज ये टर्म हम उन स्पीसीज के लिए यूज करते हैं जो नंबर 1, दैट स्पीसीज शुड बी नॉन नेटिव. अगर ये स्पीसीज इंडिया में इन्वेजिव है मतलब दिस स्पीसीज डू नॉट बिलोंग्स टू इंडिया, देन इट बिलोंग्स टू. So the red-eared slider turtle, it is native to the southeastern USA and Mexico, but has found its way across the globe, including India, through the trade of exotic animals. If you have pets in your home, अगर आपके घर पे फिश टैंक होगा और उसमें अगर टर्टल है, there is a possibility कि वो टर्टल यही है. कौन सा? Red-eared slider turtle. Okay. In India, this is very important bit for your prelims. In India, keeping indigenous turtles as pets is prohibited. मतलब जितने भी टर्टल इंडिया में मिलते हैं जो इंडिया के नेटिव टर्टल है, आप उनको एज अ पेट नहीं रख सकते. इट इज अ क्राइम. under the Wildlife Protection Act WPA 1971. But the foreign breeds are not restricted and are kept as pets in many families across India. तो अगर कोई फॉरेन ब्रीड का टर्टल है तो आप उसे एज अ पेट रख सकते हो, लेकिन इंडिजिनस ब्रीड का कोई टर्टल है तो आप उसे एज अ पेट इंडिया में नहीं रख सकते। तो मुझे बताइए, रेड ईयर्ड स्लाइडर टर्टल इंडिजिनस और इंडियन टर्टल है या फॉरेन टर्टल है? इट इज अ फॉरेन टर्टल, दैट्स व्हाई यू कैन कीप इट एज अ पेट। और वही रीजन है कि ये इंडिया में आया, इंडिया में रहा, और अभी इसका रिप्रोडक्शन इंडिया में बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, एंड इट इज एक्टिंग एज अ इन्वेजिव स्पीसीज। The species is already spread across many Indian states and poses a threat to all species of its kind, including soft-shell and hard-shell turtles. The species is considered one of the world's 100 worst invasive non-native species. Fine. तो मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ. This is the red-eared. This is red-eared slider turtle. So it is invasive species in India and it is native of USA and Mexico. And can you keep this turtle as a pet in India? So answer is yes. Can you keep any indigenous or Indian turtle as a pet in your home? Answer is no. That's it. इतने ही बिट आपको प्रीलिम्स के लिए यहाँ से याद रखने थे। जो नेक्स्ट न्यूज़ है नासा सोनिफिकेशन प्रोजेक्ट। नाउ आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू। देखिए, जो एनर्जी होती है ना, एनर्जी ट्रैवल्स इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म। एनर्जी लाइट के फॉर्म में ट्रैवल कर सकती है, एनर्जी रेडिएशन के फॉर्म में ट्रैवल करती है, एनर्जी साउंड के फॉर्म में भी ट्रैवल करती है, और मोस्ट ऑफ दीज थ्री दे ट्रैवल इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेव्स। तो व्हाट इज साउंड? साउंड इज नथिंग बट वेव्स दैट कैरी एनर्जी। तो नासा क्या कर रहा है? NASA is translating the images and data, मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन हुई, इमेज और डाटा दोनों क्या हुआ? इंफॉर्मेशन हुआ, obtained using जेम्स वेब स्पेस टेलीस्कोप into sound। बेसिक कंसेप्ट क्या है? ये जो जेम्स वेब स्पेस टेलीस्कोप है, जो नासा का जॉइंट कोलैबोरेशन है, हमने जेम्स वेब टेलीस्कोप पे शायद एक वीडियो बनाया है। तो ये टेलीस्कोप जो भी इमेजेस या जो डाटा नासा को दे रही है ना, दैट इमेजेस एंड डाटा आर बीइंग स्टोर्ड बाय नासा इन द फॉर्म ऑफ साउंड वेव्स, और उसी को नासा ने नाम दिया है सोनिफिकेशन प्रोजेक्ट। ओके, सो व्हाट इज सोनिफिकेशन? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर प्रिलिमिनरी एग्जामिनेशन 2023, प्री 23 के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है। इट इज द यूज ऑफ नॉन स्पीच ऑडियो, नॉन स्पीच मतलब वर्ड्स नहीं, इट इज द यूज ऑफ नॉन स्पीच ऑडियो टू कन्वे इंफॉर्मेशन और परसेप्चुअलाइज डाटा। नासा डिड सो फॉर cosmic clips in Carina Nebula. Benefit: NASA believes that visually impaired people will benefit the most from its this sonification project. तो नासा क्या कर रहा है? स्पेस में जो भी हमें इमेजेस, स्पेस की इमेजेस और डाटा मिल रहा है, उस डाटा को नासा इज कन्वर्टिंग इट इनटू साउंड so that even visually impaired people can study it, hear it and understand it. Okay, how were the sounds captured? Similar to how written descriptions are unique translations of visual images। जैसे आपने मुझे देखा, मेरा नाम सचिन है, तो जब आपको लिखना है तो what you will say, what you will write, you will write this सचिन और सचिन। तो विजुअल इमेज जो मेरी दिख रही है उसका ये ट्रांसलेशन हुआ ना रिटन फॉर्म में। उसी तरह सिमिलर टू हाउ रिटन डिस्क्रिप्शंस आर यूनिक ट्रांसलेशंस ऑफ विजुअल इमेजेस, सोनिफिकेशन ऑल्सो ट्रांसलेट्स द विजुअल इमेजेस बाय एनकोडिंग इंफॉर्मेशन लाइक कलर, ब्राइटनेस, स्टार लोकेशंस और वाटर एब्जॉर्प्शन सिग्नेचर्स एज साउंड। जैसे कि ये जो आपको इमेज दिख रही है, this image is converted by NASA into a sound under NASA's sonification project. Okay. About Carina Nebula. Nebula is nothing but cloud of gas in space. Cloud of gas oblique dust इन स्पेस को हम नेबुला ये टर्म यूज करते हैं. So nebula is a cloud of gas and dust in outer space, building material for stars and planets. It is located in Carina, Sagittarius arm of Milky Way galaxy. हमारी जो गैलेक्सी ना उसका नाम है मिल्की वे गैलेक्सी और इसी में ये कैरिना नेबुला लोकेटेड है and it is approximately 8500 light years from the earth. Okay. एंड लास्ट में हम मैप में आते हैं. You must have come across this news. North Korea has passed a law declaring itself to be a nuclear weapon state according to state news agency KCNA. अब दुनिया में ना there are total 9 countries in the world who have nuclear weapon. Out of them, 5 countries are recognized as nuclear weapon states by NPT. तो एनपीटी ने इन 5 को न्यूक्लियर वेपन स्टेट डिक्लेयर किया है, लेकिन नॉर्थ कोरिया ने खुद ही को न्यूक्लियर वेपन स्टेट डिक्लेयर कर दिया. वो एक सेइंग है ना, खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तारीख से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. यहाँ पे नॉर्थ कोरिया खुद ही को कर डिक्लेयर इतना कि दुनिया तुझ पे थूके. So North Korea has passed a law declaring itself to be a nuclear weapon state. According to state news agency KCNA, the country's leader Kim Jong-un called the decision irreversible. Obviously, you are a dictator guy, तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो. And ruled out the possibility of any talks on denuclearization. अब ये मैप देख लो. नॉर्थ कोरिया के नॉर्थ बॉर्डर है रशिया के साथ और बाकी जो वेस्ट या वेस्टर्न बॉर्डर है दैट इज विद चाइना एंड ये जो साउदर्न बॉर्डर है दैट इज विद साउथ कोरिया. एक साइड में सी ऑफ जापान है, एक साइड में कोरिया बे या येलो सी है. एंड रिमेंबर 38 पैरेलल इज द बाउंड्री लाइन बिटवीन नॉर्थ कोरिया एंड साउथ कोरिया. और एक न्यूज थी, प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी will inaugurate the intercontinental cheetah translocation project at the Kuno National Park in Shivpur district of Madhya Pradesh. This is very important news from environment and ecology point of view. चीता रिलोकेशन इंडिया में कहाँ हो रहा है? मध्य प्रदेश में. मध्य प्रदेश में कहाँ? शिवपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में. शिवपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कहाँ? कूनो नेशनल पार्क में. ओके. The translocation of cheetah was to take place in November last year, but it got delayed owing to the COVID pandemic. So this is the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Kuno Sanctuary. Then Odisha government cancels shrimp culture leases inside Bhitarkanika National Park. I already explained you about Bhitarkanika National Park, Chilika Lake, and all. As the land came within the eco-sensitive zone, the national park and wildlife sanctuary is inundated by the rivers ब्रह्मानी, बैतरनी, धामरा एंड पाठशाला. मैंने ये रिवर्स आपको बताई थी इफ यू रिमेम्बर. 2-3 दिन पहले ही हमने ये अच्छे से डिस्कस किया था. ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट दी टुडेज न्यूज. आज हमने मेनली डिस्कस किया अर्बन फ्लडिंग, बट अलॉन्ग विद दैट वी डिस्कस्ड भितरकनिका नेशनल पार्क ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी, Kuno National Park of Environment and Ecology, North Korea, South Korea, China, Russia, Sea of Japan, Korea Bay, Yellow Sea of mapping. We also discussed about NASA's sonification project. We discussed about red-eared slider turtle and the urban flooding. So this is all about today's session. Thank you very much, guys. This is IQ Civil Science Academy. We are starting new batches from 13th September and 20 September. These batches are offline as well as online. So if you are in Guwahati, you can join our offline batch, and if you are not in Guwahati, if you are in India, you can join our online batch that will start from 13th of September. You have to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to our IQ Civil Science Academy channel as soon as possible. If you want PDF of these notes, this is our Telegram channel. Join this Telegram channel and you can enjoy PDFs of these lectures that we just took. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. Sayonara. See you soon.